Hello, Just Gem here and welcome, or indeed welcome back to my channel. I don't think it's even been 5 minutes since I posted a story saying I was going to do a live reaction video to the Robert Welsh Blend Bunny collab, and then I literally put my phone down, got a notification saying here it is on YouTube. So I haven't clicked, I've resisted the temptation to click, but this is going to be a live reaction to the Robert and Blend Bunny collab, and hopefully a quick shop or drop. Let's do this. I'm nervous in case I don't like it. Okay. That's a lot of shimmers. That is a lot of shimmers. I'm not immediately wowed, I'm not gonna lie. The shimmers on, so you've got like what looks like some very light shimmers to the far left, and then some deeper shimmers to the far right, and then your mattes are in the middle. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 30 shades. It's a 30 pan palette. And it does follow the sort of Blend Bunny format, but rather than the, I mean, I'll put a picture so you can see what I'm talking about. But it's got the format where it's got the gradients, but it's in rows rather than in columns like they normally do. I'm warming to it. I'm starting to appreciate it more. I think funnily enough, my favourite row might be second to last, which is like a bit of a neutral row. It's kind of browny mauvey, mauve? Mauve. How do you mauve? Some words are hard sometimes. Mauvey shade. Browny pinky mauve. Mauve, we're going with mauve. Browny pinky mauve. Obviously there's the purple row, it's Robert, there was always going to be a purple row. Then there's that blue row, then there's a green row, I mean blue, purple, green. And then there's a, how would I describe that top row? So I've got my laptop is making a racket in front of me, I'm proper analysing this, I'm properly dissecting it. So that top row, so that's your true brown. If that second to last row is your browny mauves, then that top row that's got like a brown, yellow, it's more of a mishmash. It's not a gradient like the other rows. So you've got a shimmer that I can't put into words, then a brown, then a yellow, then like a fluorescent yellow, and then another shimmer. But you haven't got any reds in there, there's no orange in there. I mean, yes, I'm going to get it. Let's not. It's Blend Bunny, I've already established I like the formula. It's Robert, I think Robert is awesome. And I'm appreciating it more. I think the top row is throwing me a little. Like that middle section, I think take away the top and the bottom, I understand why they're there, but they're not, what's the word? They don't tickle my pickle, that top row and the bottom row. But that bottom row, that's like the monochromatic black, white, grey, silver type row. Oh, and I haven't even, so there's lashes, I'm not a lash person, and then there's two glosses, one that looks sludge green, be interesting to see swatches of that, and then the other one looks like it'd be purple, which I from looking at Robert's video, I think it's the rubbish makeup video and Kosas features in that, he was applying a gloss, and I'm sure that's the purple gloss that he kept applying off screen. So lashes, 2 glosses and the palette. So now all that's left is to find out when Glisten are going to be stocking this so I can get my hands on it. I mean, my concern was that I would hate it. Do I love it? I'm going to be honest. No, I do not love it. But I like it enough to support Robert and buy it, and I think this is one of those palettes that it will surprise me actually in person, and I'll probably like it even more. So what I'm going to do now is watch Robert's video on YouTube, and I might come back with some final thoughts. But I mean, I've already told you I'm going to buy it, but I want to see Robert going through it, explaining it, and doing some looks and potentially doing some swatches. Let's see what he does. Back soon. I'm partway through watching Robert's reveal video on YouTube, and I think what I was trying to articulate, which I was doing a terrible job of, is that top row and the bottom row. I feel that they're in there very much from the point of view of a makeup artist. So I feel like it's all fun in the middle bit. See, now I'm looking at Deandra Nicole's initial video where she's kind of got it and she's flipping it towards the light so you can see some of the shifts, and that is making it pop. And yeah, as I was saying, so I think that top row and that bottom row is very much covering the shades that the other rows haven't been able to. I mentioned how there's no reds in the palette, and funnily enough Robert did specifically mention that he just doesn't like red on his eyes, which makes sense because I don't think I've ever watched a video where I've seen Robert put red eyeshadow on his eyes. So missing red and in turn missing orange makes perfect sense. It's growing on me, and maybe I'm a little bit biased because I wanted to like this palette. I wanted to. I would have been really disappointed if I'd looked at it and been like, oh. Because it's Robert, and I like Robert, and I wanted to like this palette as much as I like Robert. And it's, yeah, I'm just sorry, I'm just looking at it again. I'll have to see if I can put Deandra's image, like the video that she's done, because I think it really flatters the palette. Like, the more I'm watching this, the more I'm like, yes. Something else that Robert has said, I'd mentioned, because I could tell off the bat that the left-hand column was very light, and then you've got the gradient, it gets deeper, then you've got the deep shimmers at the end. So Robert has said that that left-hand side, they are toppery shades. And obviously you get the depth as you go across, and then you've got the more opaque shimmers. And he swatched Oracle, that blue shimmer. Wow, that looks incredible. Incredible. But that's the next thing I'm waiting for, seeing Deandra swatches, because being able to see it on her skin tone basically, because it'll give me a fair idea of how it's going to look on my skin tone. Her video showing it, and as she's tilting it to and fro in the light. Ooh! Honestly, that shade Oracle, I think that's going to be my favourite shade in that palette. I'm finished Robert's video and I'll be back yet again. I'm back. I've seen all the footage. I've watched Robert's reveal video. He's demoed a look, and like, I think I said it because I'm filming this in 3 parts. So the reaction from the images, then reaction from halfway through his reveal video, and then now that I've kind of digested everything. At first I was a bit like, oh. But then when I've looked at it again, it's very Robert. I think it's very, like, I knew there'd be a purple row and I knew there'd be a green row. And from the images, I knew there'd be blue in there. So I was expecting that blue, purple, green section. And I think I was thrown off by that top and bottom ones because they kind of almost didn't fit, despite the fact I knew there'd be a black and silver in there. I don't know why that bottom... It's more the top row I think that was throwing me off. That bottom row quickly made sense in my brain, but then that top row was still kind of throwing me off a little bit. But I get it, I totally get it. It's very Robert. I see his makeup artist hat peeking through, and his own preferences peeking through, you know, the lack of red, for example. And it all works, it all fits. I'm not going to let this go, but that Oracle shade, I mean, would I buy an entire palette just for one shade alone? Not that I'd be buying it for just that shade. There are other shades in there that appeal to me. I do like all of those shimmers. I mean, I'm intrigued about those topper shades. Robert did mention that when he's done the neon-y pastel-y shades that are in there, he's considered deeper skin tones, because the thing I tend to find is sometimes pastel shades or neon shades they just get lost on my eyes sometimes when I put them on, or they just look incredibly ashy. They never look how they're supposed to. I'm intrigued. Just gotta wait for it to be on Glisten so I can pick it up. I don't know how long that's gonna be. I'm curious to know what the price point is gonna be, because it's 30 shades. More than Taj's, but less than Ellis's collabs. So I'll be very intrigued to know where exactly it sits on that pricing scale. I'm intrigued by both glosses. Like, I knew one of them would be a purple. We've been seeing Robert applying that, so I knew it. And I'm very intrigued about that green sludgy coloured one. I mean, it looks like a sludge colour in the component, but when you put it on, it's glossy, so the colour shears out, so it doesn't appear to be that green shade on your lips. That would be interesting. So definitely the palette, probably both glosses. Not too sure on the lashes. It's probably going to depend on the price point. That's my shop or drop for this collection. I don't know how interesting you'd find this, me basically dissecting the Robert Welsh and Blend Bunny collaboration and then telling you whether or not I'm going to buy it. But I thought it'd be quite fun to do a real-time reaction and kind of share it with you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you a fan of Robert? Are you a flan? I don't think you're a flan. I don't think you're a wobbly dessert. Are you a fan even of Blend Bunny? Have you been holding out? Maybe you're a fan of Robert, but you haven't actually purchased a Blend Bunny palette before. Is this going to tip the scale for you? Are you thinking, now's the time I'm going to pick up a Blend Bunny palette? Yeah, so I'd be very interested to know your thoughts. Are you going to shop or drop this particular collection? Are there certain things maybe that you're going to pick up and you're going to leave? Maybe the palette doesn't entice you at all, but the glosses have piqued your interest, perchance. Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And hopefully I will see you again in a video in the not too distant future. Take care. Bye.